But we inheriting all that. That's our stuff. The earth is our turf, so to speak. It's the book of John, chapter 14. Let me see. Verse 1, it says, verse 1 it said, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in Yahweh, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. And where I go, you know, and the way you know. Esau know about these mansions, them planets. That's why they keep trying to find other planets that can hold life, like the Earth do. But it's not for them. It's for our people. And they know that. But not backtracking, going back to this blessing. Now it says in verse 32 in the book of Genesis, chapter 25, it says, Esau said, behold, I'm at a point to die, and what profit shall his birthright do with me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day, and he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. And Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentiles, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright, because he wasn't aware of how big that birthright was. He was thinking about the time being, just like Esau still do to this day with society. They'll go destroy something for the time being, not thinking about the major long-term effects it's really going to have, or the benefits it can have if you don't do that. Now people really be plotting and thinking, okay, how this going to be in the long term, further down the line, generation after generation. Oh, Esau. They started off young too. Now let me go back to this other precept. I think it's in Leviticus if I ain't mistaken. Exodus. Yeah, the book of Exodus, chapter 4. Let's see on the read. We'll start at verse 6. It says, and the Lord said, furthermore to him, put now thy hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom. When he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. Now, for your hand to be turned as snow, what it was before. Now, verse 7, it says, and he said, put thy hand into thy bosom again. He put his hand into his bosom again and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it turned again as his other flesh. So what color was his other flesh? You don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Only somebody that's ignorant and want to be foolish or say otherwise. It's right in plain sight. That's why it's good to really read this whole book, digest this whole role, and be repetitive with it, so it's really in your mind. You really visualize it. Like they got this image right here. It's supposed to be Masha. Yeah. He looked like snow all over on this image. That's not the image what verse 6 through 7 actually describing. But that's Esau for you. That's why you gotta do your homework, do your research. Let me see, there's a few more precepts I want to get. Just backing up about Esau going into captivity, because I put another scripture in another video. I ain't gonna get down. But let me get this real quick. Genesis chapter 27. Now, this answers the question. People be like, why they be gunning us down and doing what they do all the time? This is why. Because they know about this blessing. Now, the book of Genesis chapter 27, verse, let me see. I'm sorry, verse 38, it says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, which they have right now, and of the dew of heaven from above. And it says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, which this is exactly how they live, by the sword. And now, they don't got so advanced, they got them glittering swords. So like the scripture says, those who live by the sword shall perish by it. So they're going to perish by their own sword. It's been set up all from way back then all the way up to now. And I said, shall serve thy brother. Keep that part right there in mind. People always talking about, oh, that was wrong. We shouldn't do that again. That type of situation should happen. Slavery was wrong. We should just forget and forgive. But they got to serve too. We serve. We built up this whole damn country. Our ancestors built up this whole country. And we are our ancestors. We're still keeping it going to this day. If our people weren't still here working and going to these jobs and doing all this different stuff, this place wouldn't thrive how it's thriving. The entertainment business thrives because of our people. Sports thrive because of our people. Medicine. So on and so on. I keep going down the list. And it says, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because that was a blessing, wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning with my father at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. So he was plotting, like, look, I'm going to go ahead and kill him. He ain't getting that blessing. See, the Most High set it up to where he ain't kill him. Couldn't kill him. It goes further into it. We'll put a few more precepts. Talk about how the saints gonna take the kingdom, because once all this judgment take place, Esau get their ass wiped out. Majority of the ones that escape. Let me see. Revelation chapter 21 and verse 2. It says, and now John saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them. They shall be his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them, and be their power. And God shall wipe away all their tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. So this is another indicator to let you know and let people know, those people that claim that they are from the tribe of Yahweh, Judah, they actually not. That's why the scripture says, I know the blasphemy that they will say they are Jews and they're not, because they say they are, but they ain't them. They know it. And if you actually go talk to some of the rabbis and go through these precepts, they can't go against you. The main thing they ask you is how you know. I've done it just for experience. They're going to ask you how you figure this out, how you know this stuff. So they know. But they want to keep our people from knowing. Let me see. What the precept I want to get. Book of Psalms. You know what? I am going to pull that precept because it's on my mind heavy anyway. What it says in the book of Psalms, chapter 39, if I'm not mistaken. Give me 1 minute, let me find this real quick. Let me see if I can remember. Should be the Book of Psalms, chapter 139, if I'm mistaken. It might be. Hold up. I'm trying to click on this and it's not. So let me scroll down. It's either 111 and 10 or 139 or something. Let me see. Give me 1 minute. Just type it in like this. Make sure it pop up. This one precept, this ain't the exact one I was looking for. I'm gonna find it before in this video. It says, Book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 23, but thou, Yahweh, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction. Blood and deceitful man shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in me. And you got to definitely keep that in mind, because you think he forgot about us, and he forget about us. A lot of people always say that the Most High forgot about us while we're in these conditions. I can't come across it right now. I ain't gonna dwell on it too much because I don't want to stretch out this video. But it's in the previous video, definitely. Let me see. That's another precept I'm gonna do. Book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18, it says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. That's what that song says. On how I like to be of that number, or when the saints go marching in, because when the saints in the kingdom and get the rule, man, we should talk about who the saints are. Saints, the elect, the men of the different tribes. Those gonna be the new government. Because people right now, they want a new government, they just don't know how to go about it. But if people was wise enough to understand these precepts, you go to the Book of Kings and they talk about how people praying and facing the east. The Most High bring this place down. But They're not gonna do that though, so you just gotta wait for prophecy to play out. How it's gonna play out. I'm gonna get this last precept and I end this video off. This book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 9, it says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." So once this way of this world, all this stuff is westernized society passed away, get done away with, the judgment of Babylon take place, then it's going to be our time to rule. And if you're in your right mind, you want righteous vibration, righteous balance, and all that, you should look forward to that anyway. So I just want to bring this out because I happened to see this earlier about this guy's great-great-grandfather. And he said it too. He said great-great-great-great-great-grandfather Esau Bass. And it made me think about this right here. That's what inspired this lesson through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah. So call on Yahweh Shem Shah. Shalom to the